Greetings to each and every one of you joining us on behalf of the Gallop TV team, and we look forward to taking you through the Hollywoodbets Scottsville meeting, which is scheduled to take place on Sunday on the turf. 12:05 is race number 1 over 1,000 meters. Let me give you the betting and then I'll introduce D's. The betting, we have number 2 Mfetu as your favorite. That is around about 9 to 10. Number 1 Holy Stars Well Fancied, and then I have a nice shooty in the race at a big price, and the name is Black Frost number 8 at 50 to 1, and that'll be a place bet. So let's get straight into it. Number 1 Holy Star, one of 3 who has winning form written all over him. He has been a beaten odds-on favourite. I say a beaten odds-on favourite all 3 runs. If you look at the 3 runs back, did drift from 63 to 100 to 5 to 2. Has the form to be very competitive. But let me bring you in, D's. How are you doing and what do you make of the card?
Yeah, thanks, Sheldon, and I trust that all the racing fans are well. Of course, I'll call it Women's Weekend to all the women out there. Happy Women's Day for the Saturday. And of course, I trust that you're having a wonderful weekend. Well, every day is Women's Day generally, Sheldon, but at least there's a day set aside on the calendar for our women that take care of us, Sheldon.
100%. Without the ladies behind us, we wouldn't be standing here or sitting here.
Yeah, you know, they always say that it's always the women behind the man.
Happy wife, happy life.
That's it, Sheldon. 5 minutes past 12, 1,000 meters maiden plate, as Sheldon mentioned. Not the start of the exotics with 9 races carded. Yeah, Holy Star and Mfetu. Holy Mfetu has attracted the anti-post betting support from even money into 8 to 10, so that tells a story. Both horses are quick. The experience lies with number 1, Holy Stars, having, his 5th run compared to Mfetu, who's only having his 3rd start. But I remember last time out that Wengezi Masawi, Brian Makabarara was on track, and he came there to support his brother from Zimbabwe, who now trains for Hollywood Racing out of the Ashburton Training Center. And they were hoping that the horse will win, but the first timer Exocet was just too good on the day. Both horses have speed, both horses have winning chances, and it'll be interesting to see which one, finishes in front of the other. Personally, I think it looks like a ready-made exacta, Sheldon. When I look at the balance, keep an eye on number 4, Hollywood Harris. She has been off since April. And then a horse that I really like for trifectas and quarters is Champagne Problems. From that last start, I think Blazing Beauty came out to win. And she's had a few runs now for Stuart Ferry. The in-form yard, you can't ignore them. But the winner between 1 and 2, it could be the exacta play of the day. At the time of recording, I can't split them. But numbers 1 and 2, I'm sure will be popular in all bets.
I'm with D's there. Numbers 1 and 2. I'm going to go number 2 Mfetu, slightly ahead of number 1 Holy Star. And then as I mentioned, my roughie at 50 to 1 is number 8 Black Frost from the Michael Roberts stable. Currently with Hollywoodbets 6 to 1 a fixed place. Unfortunately, fortunate for Kholiso Mbuta, he rode his 20th winner. I was hoping we could get the 4 kgs off. So that's just thrown me a little bit of a curveball. So I'm hoping to go top 4 on the day with Black Frost.
What I think is, just watching him race, Sheldon, and you've been commentating.
Dropping in distance.
Yeah, no, the kid, in Kholiso.
Mbuta.
He's a really balanced, sensible kid. I chatted to him a few times. You watch him in races. He's starting to garner support from stables as well. I watched him in Gauteng the other day ride a winner as well. Very competent. So although he doesn't claim the 4, I think 2.5 kg is good enough for him. Nice roughie that Sheldon has picked up for your trifectas and quartets and maybe an each way play. We move along to race number 2, which will be the start of the bipod. Well, we're on to race number 2. The exotics will begin here. Start of the bipod, 12:35, 1,200 meters. Maiden plate you need to get on the tote by 12:35. At the time of recording, we bring up the field and have a look at some betting. Horse number 1 is Boardwalk Breeze at 5 to 2. Then we have a scratching of number 5. Number 4 is trading at 5 to 1, the first timer. Horse number 6, also a first timer from the Dean Canamayer stable. That's trading at 28 to 10. And then 7 Master Silvano is at 5 to 2. And 8 Royal Sword is at 7 to 1. Of course, there are unknowns in the race, namely numbers 4 and 6, who are both in at the betting. But I think for bipod players, 2 horses should be good enough. Maybe if you want to be big and bold, 1 horse, which is going to be my top choice. Number 7, Master Silvano. Remember him racing first up at Hollywoodbets Scottsville. Serena Mundi was full praise for his performance. So was Stuart Ferry. Then at Hollywoodbets Greyville, they decided to go on the Polly's next 2 starts. I'm not saying he didn't enjoy it, but last time out 1400 meters, he didn't find a finish. Back over a course of distance that saw him make a promising introduction, going to be my top choice. And then Boardwalk Breeze, you know, we'll keep a close eye on that run of Infetu in race number 1, because that form line is represented by Paul Lafferty's runner. Town Crier won very well last time out, but the horse that's threatening to win. And more importantly, Sheldon, you know, it's not Paul Lafferty's style to run horses a week later, so this horse would have taken his run well, and I think he's racing fit. Between 1 and 7, good enough for the bipod, but I'm going to tip them 7 to beat 1.
I'm in your camp, D's. I'm going to go with number 7, Master Silvano, and the reason being, I think dropping back down in trip to the 1200 meter trip, I think that's going to be the winning formula. Hot combination, and Stuart Ferry, he's really applying his tricks of the trade. He learned from the maestro, of course, Dennis Dreyer. And this horse, he has the movie star looks. He looks like a hunk, and I think he's going to take some beating here. Big plus, back to this venue, down the straight, lethal jockey trainer combination will be my first selection. Boardwalk Breeze, I also think back down the lane, drawn 1, that'll be the exacta, and then the 2 horses of interest are the first timers. But number 7, Master Silvano, and number 1, Boardwalk Breeze, they look to be the 2, and then keep a close eye on the support if there is for the first timers. Welcome back for race number 3, which is due off at 13:10 over a distance of 1600 meters, where the betting has 2 horses ruling the roost. Number 10, Clinto Star, from 18 to 10 down 16 to 10, and number 11, Flag Champ, 5 to 2 now, 28 to 10. Number 6, Lightning Fork, 6 to 1, 8 to 1, and better the rest. I'm going to go 10 from the 11. Number 10, Clinto Stars, had the 3 runs experience now, and the career best was second in the latest, eating up the ground late on. I think the longest straight ideal. Draw 10, a slight concern. However, when you look at the opposition, D's could find a half decent spot in the running, and the danger in the race is number 11, Flag Champ. This is the horse that is going to be the main danger that is drawn 11.
I read the script the same way that you do. I read the script the same way that the market does. Clinto Star, I think, will be hard to beat, having watched his last start. Personally, I think that the field that he faced last time out behind DeAndre's Dream was much stronger than what Flagman's been racing against. Both horses will appreciate the extra ground. We know that Flag Champ is related to Flagman. So Clinto Star on that last start on the poly track was a gutsy effort. You know, he just came too late. DeAndre's Dream just stole it at the right time. If you look at his times, 400 to finish over 12 and 1400 meters, it does tell a story that the extra 200 meters is going to suit him ideally. I'm not concerned about the draw racing fans. He's going to be given a patient ride. As Sheldon mentioned, there are no stars in the race. There's nothing that really jumps off the page barring these 2 horses. So he's 17 to 10, personally, I think is worth a go at those odds. 11, Flag Champ, on the other hand. From day one, the Funzel camp liked this horse. I think he's just needed racing experience because he's been well beaten in both his starts. Even his last start when he was third, he was somewhere off the winner. So with experience now, he could raise his game. But I think 10 will beat 11. And if you're looking for one horse for trifectas and quartets, the only other horse that I've picked out is number 5, Honor of Creation, from the Dennis Bosch stable. I think he could make his presence felt against this type of field for the minor money. But 10 to beat 11. For the place accumulator, I'm going to suggest 10 a banker.
I'm also going to bank a number 10, and just looking at the declarations, number 11, Flag Champ, I believe the blinkers are coming off, probably because he's going the 1600 meter trip.
Just to make him settle, you know, I'm not saying that last time out he did not settle, but, you know, when it comes to these type of things, generally it is the trainer in communication with the jockey, and Gavin Larena must have, you know, just suggested something, or they found something back home. So it's not a, you know, just have a blindfold on and try to hit the bullseye type of thing. It's something that's worked on. So with those blinkers off, if he's more relaxed and settled this time round, then he will run well. But 10, Clintel Star, the horse to beat, the danger, number 11, Flag Champ. And if you're looking for trifectas and quartets, consider including number 5, Honor of Creation. Well, the fourth race is the big one, the Pick 6, the Racecourse Maiden Plate, fillies and mares, 1,750 meters. You need to get on by 13:45, get on the tote. Let's bring up the field and we'll have a look at some betting. We'll begin with horse number 2, Roy's Grace, at 6-1. Then we got number 3, Terminal Velocity, at 4-1. And we're going to go to number 8, Perfectly Picked, at 8-1. 9, Harper, at 3-1. And 11, which is Pepper Tree, that's trading at 22-10. Well, there's one horse that we've been following on the show, and I must say that she has been, you know, I'm not going to say disappointing, but she's taking a bit of time to crack that maiden, and that is Terminal Velocity. She's been tried from 1,200 up to 1,600 meters, and now goes 1,750 meters. But if you watch that last start behind Another Dream, I think you are going to be in her camp, because that form line is firstly held up with Another Dream coming out to have back-to-back wins and reeling off the hat-trick. Alex Miller for Candice Bass Robinson then went to Cliffy Miller, won in Kabeja, and a subsequent winner from there has been Promise of Fire. It's a form line that has held up, Sheldon, and I think she's finding the right field. With Callan Murray up, if she repeats the finish she had last time out, she'll go very close to winning it if she doesn't win it. So she's going to be my top choice. And just some information to the guys, having a chat to owner Ravi Padiachi yesterday, when I say yesterday, Friday, about, you know, many things racing. He said she's an average filly, but they may have found the right type of field. You know, he couldn't be as confident as he's been with King Pels, but he said she's a nice filly. Harper has to go into the Pick 6, a must. And then Pepper Tree is a very interesting runner coming through from Gauteng, with Matiazo coming through to win from that form line last time out, but just a draw to overcome. I'm going to go 3 runners in the Pick 6, numbers 3, 9, and 11, but I'm going to side with number 3 to finally get it right as my outright pick.
These, once again, we must have had dinner again last night, because
the last time we did, it worked out well.
100%. Things seem to work out in our favor. And if they do again, we'll certainly meet up again for dinner. And Terminal Velocity, as you mentioned, the Lucky Vest 12cc, Ravi Padiachi, we've gotten to know him well over the recent weeks. We've spent time with him and the family, and they so deserve their wins. And that horse, King Pearls, he really showed that he's the king of the turf over the staying trips. And all the best to them and their team. And I believe this is the right race. And number 3, Terminal Velocity, with no degree of confidence, but I think is the horse to beat. And you mentioned that Another Dream form line that is hot. So going to be my first selection. And if you're looking for a bit of a sneaker, number 4, Dynasty's Last. 27th run from the Louis Goosen outfit. And just looking at the form, they've taken this horse and run it an open company. They've tried different things, now 1750. So if you are looking for a lurker, number 4, Dynasty's Last, but number 3, Terminal Velocity, that is the horse that they all have to beat. And then we have to give a mention to number 11, Pepper Tree. But when push comes to shove, D's, we are going to go with Terminal Velocity.
Just wanted to touch on this WW mowing for the guys that don't know. I think Waishong and Waio have now teamed up together. Yeah, so, you know, well done to them. You know, 2 is better than 1, they say. It takes 2 hands to clap, and possibly they can build up a nice string together. We wish them well at the partnership.
100%. There's no beating about the bush. They've come together, and all the best going forward, and let's see how Pepper Tree does for the team. Well, they say laughter is the best medicine, and Dees is full of tricks this morning. I can tell you that. He's given us all in the Gallop TV studio a real laugh of note. So Trevor Noah, watch out for Dees Diamond. He's going to give you a run for your money on a lighter side. Now, on the important side, number 9, Global Movement from 5-1 has shortened 3-1. This is a horse who found a lot of support last time out, is drawn out deep at 9. He's a 7-year-old 3-time winner. An average merit rating is 77 in his latest, went 4th after over racing. If things work out for him, he will be a huge runner. Now, number 5, Sail to the Moon, from 5-2 has gone out to 7-2. And these, I'd just like to give the social squad a little bit of airtime, because I gave Kurt Felix a ring during the week, a good mate of mine. We go back, must be 20 years or so. And they've put together the social squad with a host of connections, syndicating, and they got a lot in the pipeline. So I had a good half an hour chat to Kurt Felix. He's heading the operation. And they've sent a number of horses to KwaZulu-Natal, sent them to different trainers. So they're supporting KZN, obviously with Cape Town. We joined together. So it's lovely for the team, and racing's on the up. And this is what we need in the game.
And there's lots of incentives for the syndicate, and more especially, it gives somebody that always wanted to own a racehorse a chance to have a percentage in a syndicate that is managed properly. So I think they're doing an outstanding job. As we know, they've started down in the Western Cape. It's now filtered to KZN, and we wish the Social Squad Syndicate all the best in these horses that they buy. And they buy cheapies, horses in training, and they want winners quickly, and the guys love it. I've had a chat the other day with a gentleman from one of these syndicates, and they absolutely love it. It's informative, the feedback's there. You're always kept in the loop with what's happening with your racehorses, and race day, you can have a proper jol with all your mates that are involved. So race number 5, 1750 meters, jackpot 1. Galaxy Explorer. I'm just going to give you numbers with short comments here with my selection, Sheldon. Number 2, Galaxy Explorer. You mentioned Mbuto only claiming the 2.5 kgs, but that last start was good with the young kid, spectacular winning. Number 4, Richard the Fearless for Nathan Kotson. I think at big odds last time out was a surprise, but nevertheless ran a good race. If he can repeat that, will run well. Number 6, Count Marsh. Don't leave this out of the play. The Alamites, the Gin Boys will be on this. The Alamites are on here. Then we go on to horse number 7, Connoisseur for Dunkel Howells at 7-2, threatening to win, but another that hasn't won for a long time. And number 9, Global Movement, has been backed from 5-1 into 3-1. My short list of numbers for the jackpot, 2, 4, 7, and 9. And then my joker of the pack, number 6, Count Marsh. But I can't put my head on the block with anything. For me, it's a quartet race.
100% D's. If I had to give selections, I'd probably go 9 and 5. 9 and 5, those will be my top 2 selections. Having a chat to Kurt, he said Sail to the Moon. If Damien Pillay with the 4 kgs off the back can get the best tune out of him and get him into a nice rhythm, they are expecting him to go very, very well. But Global Movement, if he overcomes the draw, I believe he's the horse to beat. So 9 and 5 for me, those are the 2 runners. And if you're looking to add in number 2, Galaxy Explorer, back on track, finishing second behind Shiny Bob and running well for the same apprentice. So sweet and short, race number 5, 9, 5 and 2.
Yeah, race number 6, 1400 meters online form guide, www.gallop.co.za. I'll just mention that because that Gallop form guide has got all the race meetings in it. When I say all the race meetings, the midweek meetings, 1, and then the weekend meetings. So race number 6, let's bring up the field and have a look at some betting. Excuse Excuse me.
Take over there as number 2, the Mask, is shortened 5-2 down 2-1, as Deezer is going to get some water there. The Mask is shortened 5-2 down 2-1, and does appear the horse to beat, albeit the turf form is not as the poly form. I did mention in the run last time out, an eye catcher with that horsey Bele. They both caught the eye. I said next time they run, watch them. Too short for me in the market to have a bet on the nose, number 2, the Mask. When you look at the field, Future Saint you can make a claim for. Ultra Quick, a 7-year-old 3-time winner, won over this trip, and the claim will enhance the chances there. Just having a look, Damien Pillay takes the 4 kgs off. Then you look at Brave Voyager, and having a chat to Kurt Felix for number 6, Mac Dazzler. He said this is a horse who's clearly better on the poly, but if he brings his A game, he could be a player, so worth throwing into the calculations. Number 8, Grew of Ice, might just need one more run for the social squad to come to peak fitness, the 7-year-old daughter of Gimme the Green Light. And then when you look at the rest of the field, I thought that numbers 7 and 9, Global Impact, and number 9, Double Olympic. So by no means an easy race.
Not easy, but I'm going to try and minimize the spend here for the guys, Sheldon, because I'm going to go with 2 runners, namely numbers 2 and 5. 2, the rating drop will grab your attention, 91 to 69. I will tell you there is plenty of talk anti-post for this horse. And the tongue tie is off, but the blinkers stay on with number 2, the Mask. Has found the right type of feel from a plum draw of 2. And I have no doubt that is the horse to beat. The only danger for me is Brave Voyager. He's a 7-year-old still enjoying his racing. His recent form is good, and that's going to be the only backup for me. So 2 and 5 in all bets. And if I had to pick one more horse, I think it will be Tini Prinsl's runner, number 1, Future Saint, with the claim 4 from pole position. But 2 and 5 going to be my numbers for the PA, for the bar pot, maybe even for the jackpot, and the pick 6 with number 1, Future Saint, as a possible inclusion. But all said and done, if you want to follow the money, anti-post, and the talk anti-post, it's for one horse in this race, and the stable are quietly confident. Number 2, the Mask.
As you'll notice, we're keeping it sweet and short and down to the point, and on race day Sunday, the presenters will give you the feedback. I'll be upstairs commentating. I'll give you a brief rundown of a few of the runners. So we'll just give you a few selections and a guideline. But the real money, race day, that's when you have a look at them in the paddock, and that's when you make up your mind. For me, the canter past is vital. These, when they go down to the start, the canter past can make up your mind whether you're going to have a bet on a horse or not. And we'll get to that in a moment. Let me just give the betting quickly. Number 6, Happy Analia, from 2-1, 28-10. Number 4, Yui is 3-1, and that's because number 5, Prankster, has found the support 6-1 down 4-1, and we all know what Prankster did in the penultimate run, ripped 8 lengths clear at the 400, and then second best taking on Males in latest. Looking at this individual, must be a big runner. Number 8, Miss Kansas, 5-1. 7, Dark Matter, 6-1. And then it's 10-1 and better the rest. My joker in the pack's number 3, RC Lancaster, which is the stable companion to the favourite. That's the joker in the pack. Found outside support 2 of the last 3 attempts. Down in ratings, and at 20-1, I'd throw that into the equation. But Dee's getting back to the canter past. That seals the deal for a lot of punters.
It does, and you know, it's a combination of form and the way a horse looks on the day, and then you bring in the canter pass. For most punters, that is what works. For other punters, you know, it's just a form because they're playing from a distance, and of course, they have no time to be watching the live television on a daily basis. And for those that make it to the track, I've always noticed, and I've actually mentioned this when I've worked on course, some of them actually don't have a form guide. They just speak on looks and the way a horse goes down to the start. I certainly won't be able to do that because I'll be coming to the races naked. You might as well just throw me in the bin because I won't be able to do that. I would never be able to do that. But there are punters out there and we've met them all. They walk around and there's no form guide in there. And I often chat to them, how are you picking horses? And it's their eye, it's their trained eye, I'd like to say, for over the years. And horses going down to the start. But coming back to race number 7 will be the last pick 3 on the card over this 1,000-meter trip. Numbers, number 2, Moscow Miss. Take note that Mr. Mputo will now bring this horse down to 50 kgs on number 2, Moscow Miss. She's quick. A Yui from the Guard Puller stable. This is the runner that I like. That last start behind Vision to Achieve, I thought was a good run. The course and distance record will grab your attention. 5 starts, 2 wins, 2 seconds, and a third. That's going to be my outright choice. 5 pranksters from an informed stable, and she's in excellent form with Nicholas Patel. 53 kgs on her back. Anti-post 6-1 into 4-1. Happy and earlier for Tini Prinsloo. If you're looking for a double floater, this will be my second choice. With Apprentice claiming the 4 kgs. Another horse that is quick. And again, I'm sticking with that form line behind Vision to Achieve. And then Miss Kansas could be anything out the maidens. I see the 4-year-old winning a good race last time out and now giving a mark of 74. But my 2 roving bankers in all bets here, Sheldon, going to be numbers 4 and 6. I'm hoping the winner comes from that form line behind Vision to Achieve. But I do like your thought process with number 3, Icy Lancaster, because having a chat with Garrett Van Zyl, they've expected better from her at a recent start. She hasn't delivered, so something is just not right. Maybe the claim 4, and if she comes back to some of her earlier form now that she's dropped down in the ratings, she could be a big spook here. The one that you want if you're playing to beat fancied horses in all bets. But I'm going to go 4 and 6, but as again, your thought process with number 3 could be spot on.
Well, thanks very much, Dees. That's how we survive in the game. You look for the value and hopefully it's on target. Most of the time they run into the money. So hopefully number 3, Icy Lancaster, 20-1, could be the joker in the pack. But you heard from Dees, numbers 4 and 6, and play around number 3 with your swingers. So numbers 3, 4 and 6, the 3 horses we'll be looking to go through with this race.
We're on to race number 8, 1,200 meters. It's a class 3. It's the last double on the card, 16, 10, 10 past 4. Bring out the field, have a look at some betting. Number 1, Black Egret, 6-1. 2, Wicked Warrior. There's money here, 5-1, 7-2. 33-10. Take note of that. Horse number 3, Licensed to Drill, 5-1. 4, Nkwele at 8-1. 5, Mr. Master Starter, 6-1. 6, Soho Star at 6-1. 8, Riverstone at 8-1. And 9, Future Flow. The consistent Future Flow is at 11-2. I don't like this race at all. I like it as a race to be watching from the grandstand. Maybe a trifecta or a quartet. But if you want to go for the glory and have a go on the head here, you'll need things to work your way. There's some form in the race. There's horses that are in form, others that are slightly out of form but could come back to form. There are runners in the race that will grab you and others that may not. But I think you can't fault any of it. The more I look at the race, the more it's a field race, Sheldon. I mean, that's the only way I can say that you are safe with the field. Interesting money for Weekend Warrior, because last time out at that price, I thought coming off a break, 1,200 too short. The horse, he caught me napping, and they're going for him. Anti-post, the horse is being backed 5-1 into 33-10 with the Apprentice claiming 4. So that's very interesting money for that horse. I'm going to suggest 2 runners for place accumulator plays if you're looking for 2 runners. Number 5, Mr. Master Starter. And horse number 9, Future Flow, for obvious reasons, just how consistent the horse is. So my PA numbers, if I have to shorten down, 5 and 9. But I think for the pick 6, it does look like a field race.
Yes, 100%. I'm with you there. Number 1, Black Egret from the Clinton Binder stable. He's a big boy, just looking at the weights of his last run, weighing in at 530 kgs. And Clinton Binder, a stable who really knows how to travel and win, picking their races with military precision. So number 1, Black Egret, for me is a huge runner. Number 2, Wiccan Warrior. Number 3, License to Thrill. They had a real titanic struggle last time out. License to Thrill lived up to his name, fighting courageously when on the ropes, ensuring a thrilling winning prize for all with him. And Wiccan Warrior went alongside down to the line, so there won't be much to choose between them. And as you mentioned, a horse like Riverstone, looking to turn it on with numbers 2 and 3, turn it around. And number 9, Future Flow, a model of consistency. He does tend to hang towards the inside, so the 9 draw, obviously you'll have to negotiate that. But there's too many runners that are alive in this race to nail your colours to the mast.
Yeah, it looks like that type of race. You know, last time out we had the information from owner Colin Naidu about number 6, Soho Star, which we passed on, the horse obliged. This time round, you know, the apprentice will claim 2.5 kgs, but I think it's not straightforward, this race, racing fans. If you can minimize your spin, you've done excellent. If not, I think just play it safe, go the field, take a lesser percentage instead of trying to narrow it down, because you could get any type of result here in race number 8.
At Hollywoodbets Scottsville, race number 9 will come up at 16:43, all things being equal. He'll be run down the straight, 1,200 meters the distance. And just looking at the market, a wide open affair. Number 3, Treaty of Paris, recently turned 3-year-old, 5-1 down, 9-2. Number 2, Now I Got You, 5-1 with number 8, Quagga Blitz. Number 7, Loon Luck, 11-2. Number 1, Apex Predator from 5-1 out, 6-1 with number 6, Teriyaki. Number 4, Prince Florian is 7s, and number 5 is 8-1. Number 9 at 10s. So all runners are there. Now when you look at this race, let's have a look. Number 3, Treaty of Paris. Feature race juvenile, strong credentials, and he's starting to fit into his frame now. He's starting to build condition. He returns from a 64-day absence. So he would have matured during the time. They would have done the work with him. Back to a sprint, the one to beat. And I think in this race with the 4, 5, and 6-year-olds, he's obviously got the improvement factor. 60 kilograms, 60.5 on his back. Let's see how he goes. For me, the only danger, I make it a 2-horse race, number 2 and 3. Last time, I really liked number 2, Now I Got You. And looking at Now I Got You, he's fresh off the win. He's won 3 of his last 5. And he's showing his ability after a very high rating earlier on in his career. And the thing that is very interesting here, Treaty of Paris, 60.5. And with the apprentice low claiming, Now I Got You, this individual carries 53 kgs. So he'll have a featherweight on his back. Dees?
Well, this is the one race where we've enjoyed our dinner together, but we are we're not agreeing on dessert.
Okay.
That's the only issue. I'm going for the ice cream and you're going for the pudding.
Okay.
So in race number 9, you like number 3. I just want to see, you know, this is early days in their careers now that they got their rating. So we'll get a good idea, you know, as these horses start to race against older company on where they are with their ratings. 95 is a high mark. You know, you're running these feature races, you're due to take the punishment, and I think this is a punishment. 95. Elegantic's a nice horse. Marlborough Missile's a nice horse. But this horse, you know, 4 lengths behind both those runners. We'll see if the handicap Kappa has got it right at a 95. I respect number 3. I respect number 2. But there are 3 runners here. The first one, Apex Predator from the Guard Puller stable. The form line of that last start behind Convocation. There have been 2 winners and 2 subsequent winners, including Soho Star. So that was a hot field that this horse ran in. I don't know how fit the horse is. I think one has to wait race time to see if there's any money. The horse is trading at 6-1 because that last start behind Convocation was good. Loon Luck, Stuart Ferry's runner. You know, Master of the Desert is a nice horse and won a good race for Candice Bass Robinson. And this horse, he just came out of left field that day. no form, 100 to 1, 100 to 1, and at 50 to 1, improved big time. We mentioned why the improvement, Sheldon. Sometimes it's regardless of the form. A stable's hot, you just follow. And that was happened with number 7, Loon Luck, last time out. And then Quokka Blitz from the Clinton Binner stables in good form. Clinton Binner, he doesn't just travel horses, he picks his spots. When he comes down to KZN, one has to stand up and notice. So I like numbers 7 and 8 of the horses that are racing fit. And then I'll keep an eye on number 1, Apex Predator. I'm not discounting numbers 2 and 3, but it looks like a nice quartet to catch up on the day, race number 9. If I had to pick one horse, if you're saying, Deez, give me one horse, I'll go Quokka Blitz.
Well, there we go. Deez is going Quokka Blitz. I'm going to have each way bet on numbers 2 and 3. Now I got you at 5 to 1 and number 3, Treaty of Paris, or maybe structure your bets around those runners. And you heard from Deez a horse like Apex Predator, and that is certainly worth including. So this race number 9, not cut and dried. Play around the runners that we've given you, and hopefully you as the punter, owner, trainer or jockey end up in the winner's enclosure.